Incorrect.
Oh, math is fun and you know it. Alright, so yesterday, actually I lied. Yeah, yesterday we talked about polynomials. And we talked about polynomial functions. Okay? So a polynomial is an expression. A polynomial function is an equation. Okay? So today we're going to just focus in on polynomials. We're not solving today. We'll get to solving next section. I don't think we'll get to solving tomorrow, but for sure we'll probably get to it on Monday. Okay? So we're going to add, subtract, and multiply polynomials. I'm going to save division of polynomials for later. I think it's Thursday and Friday of next week is when we have it. I think so. I don't remember. Who knows? Okay? So, in addition and subtraction, there's no equal sign, which means we can't solve. Okay? You can only solve if there's an equal sign. So all we can do is simplify, okay? Or combine like terms. Now, you'll see a bunch of different parentheses and a bunch of different polynomials inside parentheses, and sometimes the parentheses matter, and sometimes the parentheses don't matter. In this first one, because we're adding, the parentheses don't matter. Okay? When we're adding, they're just more of kind of a separation of terms. Okay? So this really is 4x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3x plus 10 plus negative 5x cubed. So I'm just going to write minus 5x cubed plus negative 4x. I'm just going to write minus 4x and plus 4. Now you go and you look at what's like terms. So here is an x cubed. It's my biggest term. So when I do this, I automatically put it in standard form. So I look for my biggest exponent first, and that's the one that I'm going to work off of first. So there is another x cubed right there. So 4x cubed minus 5x cubed is negative x cubed. There is not another squared term. Okay? So that's just going to become then plus 4x squared. Then I look at x's. There's two of those. Negative 3x minus 4x is negative 7x. And then I look at numbers. 10 plus 4 is 14. Is that my final answer? Or is 10x to the 6th my final answer? Is that polynomial my final answer, or is 10x to the 6th? What do you think? 10x to the 6th I got by negative 1 plus 4 is 3, minus 7 is negative 4, plus 14 is 10. X to the 3rd plus x squared plus x is x to the 6th. Shaking me off? What?
You can't do that.
Why not?
Because they have different explanations.
Bingo. So then this is my answer. You would be shocked.
That people both don't know that?
Yep, very interesting. All right, so try this next one. So this is 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus 7x plus 12. But now I'm subtracting. So I have to subtract off all of those terms, not just the first term. So if you still need to draw your, if you still need to draw your swooshes, you draw your swooshes. I'm 43 years old. I still draw my swooshes. Okay? Okay? So then this becomes plus 4x cubed minus 6x squared minus 9x plus 3. Biggest exponent is cube. So I look for all of my cube terms. There they are. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Squared terms next. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. X terms next. 7 minus 9 is negative 2. And numbers last. 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay. Now, the downfall with subtraction. Addition, order doesn't matter. We've known that for many, many years. 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2. Okay? We've known that for lots and lots of years. The downfall with subtraction is that 2 minus 3 is not the same as 3 minus 2. So order matters with subtraction, which means you have to pay extra close attention as to how the problem is written. Okay? Most of you, and I don't blame you because you go way too fast, okay? Most of you would take the left one, you would take this one, and then minus this one, because you see subtract. Okay? The problem with the way that this problem is written is that this one actually has to come first, because we are subtracting from that one. Okay? So we're subtracting 6y squared minus 6y minus 13 from the other one. So this problem is actually 3y cubed minus 2y squared plus 7 minus 6y squared minus 6y minus 13. Okay? Do it. So this is 3y cubed minus 2y squared plus 7 minus 6y squared plus 6y plus 13. There is no other cubic terms. Negative 2 minus 6 is negative 8. there is only one y term. Three y cubed minus 8y squared plus 6y plus 20. Yes? Fantastic. Let's multiply. Now, multiplication will come in many different forms. Sometimes you might have a binomial times a trinomial. Sometimes you might have a binomial times a binomial times a binomial. Sometimes you might have a binomial to a power. Sometimes you might have a binomial times a binomial. We did all those already, okay? But all of them are done in the same way. Now, back in my day, when it was binomial times a binomial, we did FOIL, first, outers, inners, last. Okay? So you took the first terms of the, multiplied those two together. Then you added it to the outers. Then you added it to the inners. Then you added it to the last. Okay? Which is basically the same. But then they changed that to more of a distributive method, because it allowed to do these kind of problems even better. Now, you don't have to do it my way, okay? But I will tell you that my way, I have found over the course of the years, is actually organized very well for you. Okay? Makes it a little easier on you. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the 2x and you're going to distribute it into the trinomial. So this would be 6x cubed plus 6x squared plus 10x. Then you're going to take the other term and you're going to distribute that into the trinomial in the same way. Now here's where Linzmeyer Organization 101 comes into play. My first term is going to be, my first red term is going to be 9x squared, correct? 3 times 3x squared is 9x squared. I am going to write that under the x squared term. My next term is 9x. I'm going to write that under the x term. My last term is 15. Now the reason I do that is because now everything is organized vertically and I can just add them straight on through. 6x cubed plus 15x squared plus 19x plus 15. Okay. Makes it a little easier. Now, if I have more than two things that I'm multiplying, the downfall is that I can only multiply 2 at a time. So in this one, I can only multiply 2 things at once. So I'm going to go x minus 1 here times, and then I'm going to do this multiplication. So that's x squared plus 2x minus x minus 2. So that becomes x minus 1 times x squared plus x minus 2. And I could have done any combination of those first two and still gotten at the end. Then x cubed plus x squared minus 2x minus x squared minus x plus 2. X cubed, my x squareds go away. Positive x squared minus x squared makes 0. Minus 3x plus 2. Okay. Now, one of the traps that I've seen 958,000 times over the course of my teaching career is when people have x, something like x plus 2 quantity cubed. They think it's super easy. And all they have to do is take this 3 and put it into that exponent and take that 3 and put it into that exponent, and I get x cubed plus 8. Okay? Unfortunately, that's just being lazy and not good math. Okay? So that would work if this were a multiplication sign. But because that's not a multiplication sign, I can't do that. So what I have to do here is I have to remember that y cubed is y times y times y. So this really is x plus 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 2. And what I'd like you to do now is I would like you to find me what x plus 2 quantity cubed is. This would become x plus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4 so that is x plus 2 times x squared plus 4x plus 4. Slide it down a little bit. So that is x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4. Two x squared. Oops, that should have been an x on this one. Plus 8x plus 8. X cubed plus 6x squared plus 12x plus 8. Okay. Try those 3. First one I got 9x squared minus 16. Yes, huh? Okay.
Yes.
Second one, I got 4x squared minus 12x plus, 9.
That's a good one. You should read it.
Four x squared, we just did it in the last one. 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. So that's 8x squared, or excuse me, 8x cubed minus 24x squared plus 18x. Negative 12x squared plus 36x minus 27. I get 8x cubed minus 36x squared plus 54x minus 27. Yes, sir? Questions on any one of those three? Homework this evening. This one will also be due on Monday. There will be 4 homeworks due on Monday, just so you know. Nice thing, no graphing in this one, not even schedule.